All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard.
どうなんでしょうか。
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
ウィル・スミスにやられました。
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. Jane のジョークだったんです。
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television.
テレビ史上最高の場面でしょうか。
So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar out.
I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people. And I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. But Richard Williams, and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you. It's like, I want to be a vessel for love. I want to say,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Straight Talk No Chase Network presents Trippin' Ain't Easy. I am your host, Tripp Simpson, and we about to get this grill going tonight. Real quick, you know what time it is.
I know you're gonna look after family.
What family you talking about, Ice?
Fuck, I look invisible, nigga.
That's right. I do not look invisible, nigga. So please hit the motherfucking like button. Hit the if you're on YouTube, or if you could switch over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and select all. Now, of course, the other night on Straight Talk No Chase Live with Cosby Digital and Kirk Keys, we went over the whole Will Smith Oscar situation. But tonight I want to get a little deeper into the psyche of what we have going on right now, because it's a little ridiculous. There's a narrative being spread right now that Will Smith stood up as like some unicorn type black male figure that stands up for black women, which I find utterly ridiculous. And we're going to get into it. But what I want to do first is I want to get into what led up to this point. in Will Smith's life. And I think it's largely because Will Smith, and this is no disrespect, I think he's a simp. And I think his simping has got him to this point. And I'm going to show you, as long as the Henny don't get to me too much, I'm going to attempt to show you guys just how he got to this point. So I'm going to go through my little articles, couple videos, so we can kind of get my idea going. And then what I'll do is I'll open up the floor. Anybody who wants to chime in, if you're on Facebook, all you have to do is go to the description, the text right above this video, and what you're gonna have to do at that point is you're gonna have to click the link, the StreamYard link, and when you click the StreamYard link, you will be able to have access into the stream. So without any further ado, I want to start this off. Now, first, I want to say this is not intended to disrespect Will Smith in any way. I just want this to be a lesson to all the men out there as to what not to do when you're entering into a relationship. And when it comes to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, you can see from the start of this relationship, Jada Pinkett wasn't really feeling him like that. Will kind of forced this situation on her. If we go into our first article, bear with me, give me a second. We get into our first article. Boom. Jada Pinkett recalls crying on her and Will Smith's wedding day because she never wanted to be married. She never wanted to be married.
You used me, Skinner! You used me!
But like a good simp, Will Smith kept bringing her flowers and kept doing everything he wanted her to do, got her pregnant, and here we are today. So let's read what actually happened with this situation. All right. Damn, where the fucking word's at? All right. Jada Pinkett Smith recalls crying on her and Will Smith's wedding day because she never wanted to be married. All right. Jada Pinkett Smith opened up about crying on her and Will Smith's wedding day because she never wanted to be married, quote unquote. During the latest episode of Pinkett Smith's Facebook Watch series, and let's go back to the date of this article, which is October 3rd, 2018. This is 2018. All right. During the latest episode of Pinkett Smith's Facebook Watch series, Red Table Talk, titled Becoming Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the actress sat down with her mother, Adrienne Banfield Jones, husband Will, and daughter Willow Smith. While speaking candidly about how the couple's relationship formed, Pinkett Smith said she was in tears when they tied the knot in 1997. It was a horrible wedding, she said.
You used me, Skinner! You used me!
Banfield Jones agreed, saying the ceremony was a mess, and Pinkett Smith was sick and very unpleasant. At the time, the girls' trip star was 3 months pregnant with her and Will's first child, Jaden. Wow. First of all, let me stop right there. This woman is insane. I don't care how bad me and my wife or ex-wife or baby mama, whoever is beefing. I would never go in front of an international audience and say some shit like that about the parent of my child. Not in public. Maybe behind closed doors, behind drinks, but not in public. How do you think this type of shit makes the kids feel? Maybe that's why they're weird to this day. But anyway, let's keep going. So anyway, yeah, so she says, at the time, the star was 3 months pregnant with her and Will's first child, Jaden. When Pinkett Smith realized that she was expecting a baby 2 years into their relationship, she cried the whole night. She also felt pressure by her mother to have a wedding ceremony rather than have a child out of wedlock. Wow. Pinkett Smith added that she realized her life was never going to be the same, and she was under so much pressure being a young actress, being young, pregnant, and I was just like, I didn't know what to do, but I knew I never wanted to be married. Let's stop right there. Red flag number one, Will Smith. Red flag number one. She went on to say she was so upset. She went on to say she was, quote unquote, so upset that I had to have a wedding and quote unquote, cried the whole way down the aisle. Will, on the other hand, said he had the opposite reaction and couldn't have been happier to marry Pinkett Smith. So this is where we at with it, ladies and gentlemen. She never wanted to get married in the first place. She never wanted to get married in the first place. But yet Will was excited and had the opposite feeling. So right off the break, Will Smith wanted this situation more than she did. She went on to say she was so upset that she had to, okay, blah, 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 blah. All right. There wasn't a day in my life that I wanted anything other than being married and having a family. He said, literally 5 years old, I was picturing what my family would be. See, this, let me stop right there again. This is what happens when you pick up one of these chicks, right? And I don't want to say project chicks, because every chick that comes from the project ain't bad, right? But what I want to say is, like, this is what happens when you're a simp and you go with the popular narrative. All women are great. Believe all women. Black queens, blah, blah, all this crap. It takes work to be a queen. And it takes work to be a wife. You don't just make anybody a wife, especially someone who expresses that they don't want to be one. But still, Mr. Smith pressed on. Prior to tying the knot with Pinkett Smith, the Men in Black actor was married to Cherise Zampino from 1992 to 1995. They had one child together. In the past, Pinkett Smith has explained that she's against the concept of marriage because of the expectations that come with the title. Basically, she wants to be a thot. During the episode of Red Table Talk, she added that she just never really agreed with the construct and doesn't like all of the rules and all of the ideas. This is what happens when you try to turn one into a housewife. Previously, Will opened up about their relationship and said the two refer to ourselves as life partners, where you get into that space where you realize that you are literally with somebody for the rest of your life. So basically, she's trapped. All right, that's the end of that article. So look, so as we were saying, as you can see there, off the break, Jada Pinkett Smith never wanted to be married to this guy. But he pursued it and pursued it and pursued it, right? So let's get into a little bit more. All right. Will Smith confirmed he and Jada Pinkett Smith have an open relationship and admitted she's never believed in a conventional marriage. Red flag number 2. All right, so let's get into this article. All right. So Will Smith has opened up about his and Jada Pinkett Smith tumultuous marriage ahead of the release of his upcoming self-titled memoir this November. Funny, they always have a book or something coming out right before they start some drama. The Hollywood couple, who were married in 1997 and share 2 children, Jaden 23 and Willow 20, made headlines last July after they addressed rumors of infidelity during their marriage on Jada's candid talk show, Red Table Talk. Now in an interview with GQ as their latest cover star, the 53-year-old actor has addressed last year's discussion and offered further insight into the period of non-monogamy in his and Jada's marriage. Now, let's pause here, because a lot of people like to blame this on Will. Well, Will did this and Will did that. What it appears to me as if Jada Pinkett Smith never wanted to be married to this man in the first place. And it appears as if it was her idea to do the whole, open marriage thing in the first place. It appears as that. So, red flag number 3. There's so many red flags, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, all right, let's keep going. Surprisingly, the candid exchange will confirm to the interview that both he and Jada have, with mutual agreement, engaged in sexual relationships outside of their marriage. The author noted that those who watched the Red Table Talk might have believed that Jada was the only one engaging in other sexual relationships, before adding that Will had delicately explained that this was not the case. And we're going to get into the Red Table Talk later. While Will didn't elaborate on his sexual experiences outside of the marriage, which any logical person would do, he did admit that he felt guilt over considering infidelity in the early phase of the relationship due to his Christian upbringing. So boom, there you go right there. Shows you it wasn't his idea. He's stuck in a marriage with a freaking thought. No disrespect, but that's what it is. He detailed his experience of speaking to an intimacy coach who helped him process his thoughts about having a harem of girlfriends, including fellow A-listers Misty Copeland and Halle Berry, despite being married. All right, we can go to another article. So boom, there you have it, right? So they get married. Jada doesn't want to. They're going through this gruesome relationship that Jada's really not interested in. And then she pops it on me. Hey, let's have an open marriage. But where does open marriage shit come from? Where did it come from? Well, apparently, she's always been a thought. How do we know? She's admitted it herself. Let's go to the videotape.
Have you ever had an addiction? Yes, I've had several.
Jada Pinkett Smith opens up about her struggles with addiction.
I'm hoping that...
First off, fair use, fair use, fair use. This video is protected under the Fair Use Act.
It will give people the freedom also in their lives to find their truth.
The 46-year-old actress got extremely candid on the latest episode of her hit Facebook Watch series, Red Table Talk, where she revealed her addiction to...
Look who she's sitting next to. Look who she's sitting next to. Look who the fuck she's sitting next to. August Alsina, if you didn't know.
The sex.
My sort of addictions jump. They jump around. When I was young, I definitely think I had a sex addiction.
Let's go back.
Of some kind. Yes, that everything could be fixed by sex. Yes, that everything. I think I had a sex addiction of some kind. Yes, that everything could be fixed by sex.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, for all you niggas out here that say partners don't matter and I don't care who she was with before me, this is why you're a fucking idiot.
And it's the behavior that's attached to it. Because if you want to have a lot of sex, that's great. But why are you having all that sex? That's what you got to look at. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sex wasn't the only obstacle she's faced.
I became a gym addict. I was just in the gym constantly. And then I remember reaching a rock bottom. That time I was in the house by myself. And I had those 2 bottles of wine and was going for the 3rd bottle. And it was like, now hold up. You in this house by yourself going on to your 3rd
That's gangster.
bottle of wine. You might have a problem.
Jada says she was able to combat the issues herself.
I went cold turkey. That's the thing about me. I can go cold turkey. Yeah. I am a binger. And I always have to watch myself and just how I can get just obsessed with things. And, you know, it's not what you're doing, but how you're with it.
Right.
Why you're doing it.
One of the kind of downfalls to celebrity is that you kind of fall into a space where you think you have to be a certain thing for other people. And I've just gotten into my life, into a place in my life where I'm ready to dissolve all that. you know what I mean, and be more of what I am truly. And I don't know if people are ready, but I know I am.
So there you have it.
And the Oscar goes to
This woman has repeatedly shown this man that she didn't want to be married to him. She showed him repeatedly that she was a thought. Now, I get it. He's trying to play the game. He's doing what she thinks he would want him to do, because he thinks, as a simp, that if I keep doing what this woman wants me to do, then maybe one day she'll turn around, she'll come around and be the woman that I want her to be. While that may be true, it won't be in her good years. It won't be in her good years. She'll be 75 by the time she calms the fuck down and becomes the woman that you want her to be, Will. And that's the sad part here. She'll be 75. So if you're even alive then the fruits of your labor shall come to harvest. But for right now, she's still in these motherfucking streets. Now, another red flag that Will Smith refused to acknowledge was the fact that Tupac Shakur was actually the love of her life. And to be honest with you, I think that would have been the main thing for me as far as this woman goes, as to why I couldn't deal with her. Now, I'm going to show you something that's a little disturbing. This is a letter from his daughter, Willow. She wrote this, when did she write this? Years ago when she was a little kid. She's 20 years old now. So this was maybe about 10 or 12 years ago. She wrote this letter to Tupac, who was already dead. She's never met Tupac, but she wrote Tupac a letter. She wrote this nigga a letter. Dear Tupac, I know you're alive someplace. I think that my mommy really misses you. Can you please come back? Hold up. Can you please come back? Can you come back so mommy and me can be happy? I wish you were here. I really do. Love, Willow. You got to be fucking shitting me, dog. You got to be fucking shitting me. A little kid who's never met this man knew enough to write him a letter for him to come back to you because you aren't happy. How does a little kid even know this much? How does this happen? How does this happen? How does this happen, man? So I want to get into another article. Bang. So I want to get into another article also. And this one is about Will Smith and Tupac's relationship. And I think this is important because it's going to kind of give you a good idea of where he's at with things today. All right. So, Will Smith says the way Jada Pinkett Smith loved Tupac rendered me incapable of being friends with him. Now, I'm going to go through this whole article because this is important. This is important. Will Smith said that he was so jealous of Jada Pinkett Smith's love for Tupac Shakur that he was incapable of befriending the rapper. Though they were never intimate, their love for each other is legendary. They've defined ride or die. First of all, let me stop the presses real quick. I don't believe in no way, shape, form, or fashion that Tupac never hit that. Tupac was blowing that back out. Trust me. Trust me. But he's a dead man and he can't speak for himself. So in an attempt to make his wife seem innocent, which we all know she motherfucking isn't, they're going to keep saying that they didn't have a sexual relationship. I just want to get that across. Allegedly. All right. So, though they were never intimate, their love for each other is legendary and they defined ride or die. Smith wrote of Pinkett Smith and Shakur in chapter 13 of his self-titled memoir released on Tuesday. Smith met with Pinkett Smith in the 90s. At the time, he was married to Cherie Zampino, and the couple shared a son named Trey Smith. Upon speaking with Pinkett Smith at a lounge for hours, Smith knew that he was in a relationship with the wrong person. He and Zampino divorced in 1995. 5 days after Smith received the divorce papers, he called Pinkett Smith and they began quietly dating. The couple got married in December of 1997. Remember, she didn't want to marry that nigga. In his memoir, Smith said that his mind was tortured by Pinkett Smith's close platonic relationship with Shakur, who was her classmate at the Baltimore School for the Arts. Smith described the late rapper as someone who was fearless and had a willingness to fight and die for whatever was right. Smith described Tupac as this. He triggered the perception of myself as a coward. The I Am Legend star said, I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world, and I suffered a raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that.
Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
ウィル・スミスにやられました。
Wow, dude.
Damn, the video ain't come up.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
This motherfucking raggedy motherfucking shit. All right, well, you get the point. The video didn't fucking pop up, but let's get back to the article. All right. So boom. So now we get where that Oscar energy came from. Sorry about the freeze up, people. So he said he triggered the perception of myself as a coward. The I Am Legend star said, I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world, and I suffered a raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. What a fucking simp. When Jada and I committed to each other and the demands of our relationship made her less available to Pac, my immature mind took it as a twisted kind of victory, Smith added. Jada was the paragon, the pinnacle, the queen of queens. Simp, simp, simp. If she chose me over Tupac, there was no way I could be a coward. I have rarely felt validated. So look, that statement right there ought to give you a good glimpse into how broken this man is. I just showed you a letter that his daughter wrote when she was like 9 or 10 years old to Tupac, asking him to come back around to make her mother happy. And then Will reveals that he was jealous because he couldn't be like Pac. This woman was probably walking around the house taunting him. Nigga, that's why you ain't nothing like Pac. Nigga, Pac would have did this. Pac would have did that. Pac would have did this. Pac would have did that. And here we are in 2022. I guess Pac would have walked up on the stage and slapped Chris Rock. Maybe. Maybe. Let's keep going with the article. Smith, who was in his 20s at the time, said that he lacked the maturity to embrace Tupac as a friend. No shit. He was probably digging out your wife. I was in a room with Tupac on multiple occasions, but I never spoke to him, the actor said. The way Jada loved Pac rendered me incapable of being friends with him. I was too immature. So you were incapable of being friends with him, but you were still capable of being in a relationship with her, even though you didn't trust the situation. Simp. This y'all king though, ladies. This is y'all's king. Smith shared similar comments about how he reacted to Pinkett Smith and Shakur's friendship during an interview with the Breakfast Club in 2020. The actor said that he was deeply insecure and that his jealousy was a big regret. Pinkett Smith reflected on her relationship with Shakur, who was shot to death in 1996 during an episode of her Facebook Watch series, Red Table Talk. We were anchors for each other, Pinkett Smith said, referring to the dynamic as a complex relationship. So there you have it. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett have never had a real marriage. They've never had a real marriage. She's never really loved him. She probably loves him at this point because they've been around each other so long. So it's more so a family situation, but it's not a loving wife situation. And that's why you have Will Smith coming to a breaking point. Man is 54 years old and reality's hitting him. He spent the last 20-something odd years of his life with this woman, and she's completely ran his house. His son is a cross-dresser. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And his daughter is completely out of her mind at some points. I mean, her daughter even came on Red Table Talk and talked about how crazy she is because of not getting a certain type of love from her mom. So you gotta imagine how Will Smith, a grown-ass man who's provided all this shit for his family, only to be second fiddle to every other nigga that comes into his wife's life. You had a 22-year-old boy who's friends with her son, a junkie with a mental illness, who she claims she was trying to heal, and she ends up banging them all in the family house. And the excuse is that they were separated allegedly at the time, so Will didn't mind. But you can tell in Will's face he minded. Now, I want to break down the Red Table Talk from a few years ago. I think that's important to the point also, but I also want to show you something else. Now, while Will Smith was so busy trying to play Tupac at the Oscars, right, and quote unquote allegedly defending black women because Jada was so hurt, new video surfaced today of Jada Pinkett Smith actually laughing at the situation. Will goes up on stage, smacks Chris Rock's, comes back down, she's laughing. She thinks it's funny. I mean, I don't know about you, but if it were my wife, she would have probably stopped me from going on the stage, even though I'm not dumb enough to do that anyway. But if I was, my wife would have stopped me because she knows the things I have to risk. But what does Jada do? Sits back, lets him go up there. He comes back. She's laughing. But I'll show you the video just in case you don't believe me. All right, boom. Let's get to the video. Bam, here we go. Take a close look.
Here is an angle most people have not seen.
There's Jada right there.
Look at Jada's reaction.
She's laughing.
Wow, dude.
No concern. She's not going to stop him. Nothing.
My wife's name out your fucking mouth.
This is so funny because while he's trying to be Tupac, she's sitting up laughing at him. She's laughing at his impersonation of Tupac. Let's rewind that.
Here is an angle most people have not seen. Look at Jada's reaction.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
She's staring at Chris Rock the whole time. She ain't even looking at her husband. No concern. Not trying to figure out what's going on with him. She's just staring. Doesn't seem like love to me. Doesn't seem like love to me. But maybe I'm crazy. So anyway, we're documenting the breakdown of Will Smith. So, lastly, well, actually not lastly, I have a little bit more Tupac evidence for you just to show you what kind of games she was on. Now, this is an interview from Napoleon, who's one of the outlaws, right? This is the interview from Napoleon, who was one of the outlaws, discussing the day that Jada Pinkett randomly called up Tupac and told him not to beat up Will Smith. And Tupac didn't even know what the hell she was talking about, because Pac is like, yo, why would I beat up Will Smith? Why would she even call him and say that? See, from the get-go, it's been nothing but disrespect in this relationship. And this is all Will Smith's fault, because he never checked it. And he never stood up like a man and left the situation. He just took it because he's a simp and he had too much love for her. Here we go.
Tupac and Jada Pinkett. Did you see the unreleased poem that Jada Pinkett shared on Tupac's birthday that Tupac wrote her?
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot about the goddamn poem. But you guys know about the poem, so we ain't got to get into all that. Let's continue.
I seen the poem, the post that she, her Instagram post, you know, when she put up the poem that Pac wrote for. It was dope, definitely. You know, Jada Pinkett and Pac, it was very close, very, very close. I remember when I first came around Pac, Jada Pinkett was in a movie. It might have been the first movie she ever starred in with the Wayne brothers, or one of the Wayne brothers. I forget the name of it. And we was in Atlanta, and he just said, we going to the movies, and we went to the movies. And I'm a kid, and I'm like, this movie boring as hell, you know what I mean? But Pac just was staring at the, you know, the screen, you know, just paying attention, and he was, you know, really heavily involved in the movie and very focused. And then after, you know, the movie was over, I think a couple of days later, I heard him mention it to someone that he knew the actress, which is Jada Pinkett. Later on, she became a star. You know what I mean? The second time, I probably heard him talk about.
Real quick, while I got you guys' attention, don't forget to like and share the video. Like and share the video. If you're on Facebook, whenever you get a chance, take out some time, click on the YouTube link above in the description. Go to the YouTube page, click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and select all. That way you'll be notified whenever Straight Talk No Chase or Trippin' Ain't Easy goes live or posts a video. Let's continue.
About is when, you know, he went to LA. He was very upset, you know what I mean? You know, Pac came in the room. He's like, man, Jada, she gonna contact me and tell me don't do nothing to Will Smith. So Pac was upset. He was like, I don't know why she think that I would have tried to make some problems with Will Smith, you know? So I guess it kind of hurt him that, you know what I mean? He had a lot of love for Jada Pinkett, a lot of respect for her, a lot of respect for her.
So Tupac was cool with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith dating and talking at that time.
Was he cool with them? He had no other choice, I think. You know what I mean? I think Pac.
Now, if they had a platonic relationship, why would it matter to Tupac if they were cool? Why would Tupac have to be cool with them dating? Why? Ask yourself that.
Respected Jada Pinkett so much where that was her choice. And he was the type of person that he's gonna, you know what I mean? He's gonna support her. You know, he like I said, he was offended when she asked him not to do anything to Will Smith from a standpoint not to be violent towards him. And I think that just probably hurt him more.
Listen to what he just said.
And when she asked him not to do anything to Will Smith from a standpoint not to be violent towards him. And I think that just probably hurt him more than, you know, anything, you know.
She brings up being violent towards Will Smith, and Tupac wasn't even thinking about no shit like that. Go back one more time, just so we get a clear understanding.
Supporter, you know, he like I said, he was offended when she asked him not to do anything to Will Smith from a standpoint not to be violent towards him. And I think that just probably hurt him more than, you know, anything, you know, because he was like, what do you think this is? I'm not like just walking around being, you know, this impulsive, violent individual. So I think that probably kind of hurt his feelings at that particular time, you know.
Shock G, what was your reaction when you found out the news that Shock?
All right, so that's enough of that. That's enough of that. So there you have it. Napoleon of the Outlaws basically comes out and says, Will Smith randomly calls Pac one day and says, don't hurt Will Smith. Pac's like in his feelings because he's like, yo, why would I hurt Will Smith? It's like, what? Maybe I'm crazy, but I see a pattern of toxic behavior with this woman. And shout out to Baltimore, no disrespect, right? But you married a Baltimore chick that went to school with Tupac. No disrespect to Baltimore, but it is what it is, man. I could never. But so yeah. So now I'm bringing up all of these articles and these videos just to get to my main point, which is Will Smith has been suffering this whole marriage. All of this stuff has been bottled up inside of him for years. For years. And this is why I say the slap he gave Chris Rock didn't have anything to do with Chris Rock. It had everything to do with his wife. He put his wife's face on Chris Rock and slapped the shit out of him. Now, why he picked a smaller man who probably can't fight, no disrespect to Chris Rock, but he's admittedly said he can't fight. He got bullied a lot as a kid. I mean, this is the guy you chose to defend black women against. Fucking joke. All right, so I'm gonna get to my final piece of evidence tonight, which is going to be the Red Table Talk, which I think was almost the straw that broke the camel's back. Let's get to it.
You've been on a hell of a journey with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right.
You know, it's
Let's look at this nigga's face.
You've been on a hell of a journey with me.
Oh shit! I gotta give him the fucking. All right.
Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right.
You know, it's healing that needs to happen.
Yes, absolutely. So what happened?
Absolutely.
Jada.
Okay, so I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August.
Now let's keep in mind, she just said it was 4.5 to 4 years ago, right? It's 2020. The date of this video is 2020. This interview came out in 2020. I just showed you an interview on Red Table Talk 2018 when Jada Pinkett Smith, excuse me, was discussing the fact that she was addicted to sex, sitting right next to August Alsina at their house at the Red Table Talk. This is how you know they're lying. They're lying about it all. 4.5 years ago? Come on, man.
August. And we actually became really, really.
And like a good old simp. Will Smith, yep, trying to hold in the hurt.
Good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help. You know, me wanting to help his health, his mental state. And we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And from there, you know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
That particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah. I really felt like we could be over. You
Yeah,
know?
no, we were
over. And then what did you do, Jada?
Nigga, you should have left. You should have left. You should have ran. You had the golden ticket. You caught her cheating. You had the evidence. You could have ran. You wouldn't have had to pay her a goddamn thing.
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
And I got into an entanglement with August. That's what.
You used me, Skinner! You used me!
That's it.
Hey, that's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
An entanglement. Side note, fellas, do you see? Listen, man. The modern woman today is completely full of shit. An entanglement.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a
Yeah.
relationship. Absolutely.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time and you go figure out how to make yourself happy.
I was in a lot of pain and I was very broken.
She said she was in a lot of pain and she was very broken. Let's get something straight here. No disrespect, but Jada Pinkett Smith is a B-list actress. The only reason she was in The Matrix and Girls Trip is because she's married to Will Smith. If they had to go off Jada Pinkett's salary alone, it would probably be in a homeless shelter somewhere. Well, maybe not a homeless shelter, but in a townhouse somewhere in Bowie. They wouldn't be living in the lap of luxury in Beverly Hills, California, where the hell they live at, right? This is all because of Will Smith. Will Smith's worth $350 million. He's giving this woman the world. Matter of fact, he's giving her the world and any dick she wants, she can get. And she's broken. Do you hear the fucking level of ungratefulness out of this woman? But this is what happens when you save them, fellas. This is what happens when you save them. Let's go back. Listen to this bullshit.
Figure out how to make yourself happy.
I was in a lot of pain and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that.
First of all, fair use, fair use, fair use. Fair use.
You can't find happiness outside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
During that time, launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
No, you just wanted some dick. You just wanted some dick, and that's what you went and got. She just wanted to feel good. Feel good about what? Banging a junkie?
It had been so long since I felt good.
Husband, now I got to be with you at the press conference while you tell the world about your transgressions.
You used me, Skinner! You used me!
Well,
I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
I definitely understand why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity.
He must have banged the backbone out of that bride. I digress.
Emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing. It was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I can only imagine what this nigga Will Smith is feeling right now. To help heal somebody? That's your final answer? Okay.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah, the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle. I don't want to go through this no more.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm going to get you back first, and then...
You're going to get me back. I think you got me back. I think we're good on that, okay?
I don't really think Will got her back. I really don't. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you guys, the next segment, anybody who wants to chime in, go to the link in the description box above. If you're on YouTube, the comment should be pinned. Click on the StreamYard link if you want to join the conversation. I want to open this up to the floor and, let's discuss this thing before we wrap it up. I want to get people's opinions because I like to interact. So all 10 of you out there, between Facebook and YouTube, anybody wants to chime in, go ahead, click the link. When the video is over, we'll get you on in. And, we'll open up the discussion.
I wish, I wish that wasn't the case. I do. I wish that wasn't the case.
I sure wish it could be all magic and miracle.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
But, and I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Okay. I'll give you that petty.
See, that nigga ain't playing. He said, no. For me it is. For me it is. For me it is. That nigga ain't playing. He's mentioned it several times in the interview.
That's what you want. But, I will definitely say it's just part of it.
Yeah.
If you expect to be with somebody for a lifetime.
25 years and counting.
Damn, look how depressed he looked when he said that. Let's go back.
25 years and counting.
You used me, Skinner! You used me!
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
That's fucking depressing, man. That is really depressing. So anyway, we're opening up the floor. Like I said, if you're on YouTube, the link is posted in the comment section. Also, if you're on the Straight Talk No Chase Facebook page, the link is also posted in the comment section. However, if you are on Facebook, whether it's Straight Talk No Chase or my personal page, you can go to the description and click on the link and you can join in the conversation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a brief break. We're going to see if we got anybody who wants to chime in. And when we come back, we will open this discussion up. All right. We're back. And it looks like we do not have anyone who wants to call in. I get it. This topic has been definitely all over the news for the past few days. So people probably tired of talking about it. But my main point for tonight was just to drive home how broken Will Smith must be. I don't know Will Smith, so I don't know if he's broken or not. But it appears as if this man has had to endure a lot in his marriage. And if no one else wants to chime in, I'll just wrap this up. Fellas, don't fall for the bait and switch. I know a lot of you guys see these women online talking about how brave Will Smith was and how refreshing it was to see a black man stand up for a black woman. Well, let me counter that. Most of the women that you see saying or making statements like that are single, probably over the age of 35, and they shovel their own snow, they take out their own trash, and the plumbers, electricians, the mechanics at the car dealer, at the shop when they take the car, all of these people are taking advantage of them. So they probably feel like they aren't protected because they chose that life. But what I'm here to say is, fellas, don't believe them. The minute you start acting like Will Smith and you get with one of these women, will be the biggest mistake of your life, because as soon as you make a commitment, they're going to be bored, because no woman in their right mind wants a man they can control. Every woman I know that controls their man, is banging somebody else on the side. And 9 times out of 10, that other dude they're banging, don't play with them like that. Deep down inside all of these women, they're yearning to be led. They put off the front like they're strong, independent women, and they got woman power and black girl magic. But at the end of the day, all of that shit is bullshit. It's all bullshit. They want you to be a man. And that's the grave mistake that Will Smith made. He tried to simp his way into Jada's heart. And women don't really like simps. They don't really love simps. They use simps. And this stunt that Will Smith just pulled the other day just put the fucking nail in his coffin. Because all he has to do is piss off Jada one time. She files for divorce. She claims he's violent. And then she shows the tape from the Grammys. He is violent. He does this to me all the time in the house, and he's done. And any woman that would expect you to slap somebody or fight somebody over a joke don't really fuck with you. They have deep-seated issues within themselves that they need to get fixed. Shit, my wife would never condone me doing no crazy shit like that on the stage with Chris Rock or anything like that, because she knows what I have to lose. See, no real woman wants to see her man locked up or dead or paralyzed because keeping it real went wrong. No real woman wants to see that. A real woman will grab you, stop you, put some sense in your mind before you do something stupid. But anyway, that's been this episode of Trippin' Ain't Easy Live. I had a great time chopping it up tonight. Oh, matter of fact, I forgot to let you guys know. This episode was brought to you by Hennessy Privilege. Loosely, they ain't paying me. But I think I did pretty well. Also, look out for the next episode of Straight Talk No Chase with Cosby Digital and Kirk Keys. Will be coming back at you next week, most likely Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on these niggas' schedule. Then I'll come back at you Thursday or Friday. And that's pretty much all we got, man. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube. If you're on Facebook, don't forget to subscribe to Straight Talk No Chase on YouTube. And if when you go to on Facebook, when you go to YouTube though, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and select all. Straight Talk No Chase work. That Hennessy getting to me. Straight Talk No Chase Network is growing. We got all type of content coming at you. Don't forget, we got Brunch Babble. Episode 1 is posted on the page. Episode 2 will be coming out shortly. We also have me and Cosby Digital's separate podcast called Friends with the Promoter. Episode 1 is posted on our page right now. Episode 2 will be getting recorded in the next 2 weeks. That'll be coming out soon. But yeah, man, we working. 2022. It's our year. That's all we got, man. Y'all stay blessed. We out of here.